Welcome back to another review. Now today we've got something really interesting today. We have the Lost Wave of Prometheus figures from NECA. Lost Wave, whatever that means. Either they planned to make them sooner and forgot, or other things got in the way and they decided to release them later on, as opposed to canceling them all together. So in terms of the packaging, pretty much the same as you'd expect from the Prometheus line. Nothing's really changed here. As you can see on the back, you have a nice selection of various figures that were released in the line. And I believe there is one figure here that is not advertised anymore because they just decided not to release him. Here's the back of the packaging. As you can see, you got the nice back and summary of all of the above: Meredith Vickers, Dr. Elizabeth Shaw, and Sean Fifield. Alright, let's do this. So what we have here with Sean Fifield, or the Fifield Monster, as some like to refer to him as, is pretty standard fare in terms of a figure, but the details on the face are the coolest parts of this guy. But first, let's go through the accessories and see what we have. So first accessory is this little flashlight slash tablet thing. You know, I've only seen the movie a handful of times, and I honestly can't remember what this was besides a flashlight. So you also get the really cool looking damaged helmet of Fifield. Take a closer look here at the different helmets, and as you can see, one of them is a lot cleaner for Vickers and Shaw, and the one for Fifield is a lot dirtier, and it's also shattered here on the front. So that's kind of cool. And you can see all the spots of black goo on it. Looks really nice and dusty. So in terms of Fifield himself, well, you got a really nice look on his face here, and obviously this guy is not doing so well. Nice little details with the soft rubber plastic on the back of his head for his hair, and you got a really cool looking figure here, one that looks really gruesome and deformed. Obviously Fifield didn't have a good day in the movie, and it would have been nice if it came with an accessory for his deleted scene alternate head where he looked more like a xenomorph. In that scene, I really did like that face over this one. Burns and scars on his face, some blood there to show this guy is really not who he was anymore. Moving down to the rest of the figure, you get a nice insignia there on his chest. Some nice little details on his space suit. And what I really do like about it is how dirty the suit looks. It definitely looks like he was rolling in some of that black goo, and it's really nicely done. And it's really cool. You get the nice little shin guards and details to the armor, to the back. You see his gadgets and gizmos on his IS. And nice detail on the knee pads, shin guards, and on his boots. Really nice. Really nice. Alright, so, I mean, overall looking pretty sweet. Now, one thing I will note on my figure, and this can be a criticism, is that if you notice on the figure there are some splotches of glossy paint, and it's randomly thrown on the figure. It looks interesting. However, I think that was what they were going for, to make it, you know, kind of inconsistently splotchy. Not sure that was such a good idea, however, because on his right shoulder, unfortunately, there was a lot of paint on there. And unfortunately, as I moved it, as you can see, the paint it built up and it snapped. However, I didn't break the figure, luckily enough. I managed to get it moving the way it should. However, like I said, not sure if that was intentional or not, or if this figure just has a really inconsistent paint job. It could be either or. Now, one thing I did notice on the right elbow is that it was completely stuck. I could not do anything besides put hot water under it, let it run for a bit, and then slowly just try to pray that it wouldn't break. I did not break it, so luckily it works. I am so grateful it did not snap on me, because on the elbow, there's more of that glossy paint, and there was a lot of it. Way too much, if you ask me, on that elbow joint. So put a lot of stress under that elbow, and as you can see, and if you take a gander, you can see all the paint that was just basically glued together and stuck, just ripped right off. But considering this guy looks like Sloth from the Goonies on a really bad day, hey you guys! Another downside, given the odd nature of this guy's head, unfortunately I cannot put the goddamn helmet on properly. It's being such a pain in the ass. Just get on there. Holy crap, and as I try to align the pieces of the helmet to the base so that it stays on, it just does not fucking work. Oh my god, I don't know if I'm doing it wrong, if I'm retarded, or all of the above. So there you have it, I cannot really put the helmet on. I can't even take it off either. Jesus Christ. Like I said, this helmet was not designed to go on this guy's head. Maybe as a side accessory just to have on the side, but to put it on, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Maybe I'm just retarded, like I said, or the head just wasn't sculpted properly to fit that helmet. But overall, I would have to say this figure is okay. The paint problems with this guy on the joints is a bit of a no-no. Not a big fan of that. Also, the face and the detail on the figure are pretty standard, but pretty cool at the same time. I do like the glossy look they gave his face. As for accessories, you get that nice little laptop slash flashlight thing. Overall, and the helmet that does not fit for some odd reason. Like I said, I'm probably doing it wrong. For some reason, all three of these figures come with this. I do not know exactly what this is, nor do I plan to look it up because I am just too damn lazy for that. Articulation. Okay, so his head moves side to side, swivel, looks up and down, very, very limited. You got some ab movement, some waist movement, nice swivel there. His arms do go up and out. Then at the elbow, ow, that pinched me. Nice swivel at the wrist, rotation at the wrist as well. Some rotation on the elbow as well, so that's always a plus. So a nice range of articulation on his arms and upper body. Let's see, on the lower parts, you can spread them. Very unsightly there. Don't know why they engineered it that way. You get some swivel on the upper thighs. You get a bend at the knees, as well as some rotation on the foot. And you also get some movement on the foot, up and down movement, as well as some side to side. It's very limited, however, you can get this guy to pose quite a bit. Meredith Vickers does come with her own helmet. She also comes with a Prometheus style flamethrower. Kind of reminds me of the one from the original Alien. Now, unfortunately, the way this thing was packaged was that it was like this, and this piece was sticking out like that. And being the dumbass that I was, I decided to grab that part and it snapped off very easily. I decided to crazy glue it anyways, but instead of putting it where it was, I had to bring it down a little bit, and I hope that helps. I put a lot of crazy glue on that because it's really flimsy, this thing. So hopefully I can still get Vickers to grab onto this. So, and of course, as I try to get Vickers to grab onto this piece, it frickin' snaps on me. Of course, because this thing is cheap as hell. I did it anyways. I crazy glued this part on there, so now they're both pretty stable for the time being until they snap and break again. And now I noticed something in Outside of the Box's reviews. This end here, this spout for the flamethrower, is not supposed to be like this apparently. Mine came the same way his did, but I haven't really detached them. I'm not gonna mess with this flamethrower anymore. I'm tired of breaking. But at the very least, I managed to get her to hold it, so it does look pretty sweet with her on it. What the fuck? But it is pretty cool that it does come with the helmet. So if you want to get some of those outdoor shots, let's take a look at Vickers herself, and let's get a look at the detail on this girl. She does have that resting bitch face that Charlize Theron had throughout the entire movie. Detail on the eyes do leave a bit to be desired. In terms of detail, the face looks kind of like Charlize Theron. What do you think? Not bad. Definitely got that look from the side. Looks pretty good. Her hair looks nice. It's done in a ponytail. You can barely see it because it's hiding in the back of the suit. You have the nice Weyland-Yutani logo on the armor of the spacesuit. On the back, some nice metallic dark gray mixed with a little bit of silver there. The suit is done in a very nice metallic blue with some orange detail, more insignias on the front, some black onto the belt. The utility belt looks pretty decent, but Jesus Lord, look at that ass! This figure has one hell of a booty, I'll tell you that much. She's definitely got the cake. So, besides the ass, the rest of the figure looks pretty good. The boots are nicely detailed as well. Peg holes on the bottom, and oh my god. Overall, I'm liking what I see here. In terms of articulation, you can move her head from side to side, look up, look down a little bit. You got some upper abdominal movement here. The arms do go out quite a bit, however, they are limited due to the shoulder pads that she's wearing. So do be careful with those, you don't want those popping out. The bend at the elbow, swivel as well on the elbow, wrist movement, some movement at the waist, spread the legs apart a bit. You can bend the legs forward, bend at the knee quite a bit, and you can move the legs up and down, and the feet up, down, left, right, side to side. So a decent amount of articulation on this girl. And for some reason, mine just seems like she's posing for Vogue magazine. So in terms of accessories, Elizabeth Shaw comes with this really cool looking axe, which has some nice metallic metal paint on it. Brushstrokes on the handle gives it that wooden look. So nice cool looking fire axe. She comes with her own helmet, very similar to the one that Vickers came with, if not the same. She comes with the best accessory is the severed David head. This is really sweet. The fact that she comes with this is awesome. And what's cool is David can turn his head and look up and down quite a bit as well, so that's always cool. However, I would have chosen a more milky white color than the silver paint that they decided to go here with. That's the spirit. So let's take a look at Elizabeth Shaw as well. You get a nice figure here with lots of really nice detail on the face. There you go with the Weyland-Yutani logo on the back. On the back of the suit, more or less the same as Meredith Vickers in terms of what you get here. More of the metallic blue mixed with the orangey brown and the blacks of the suit. Once again, a really nice sculpt of an ass for these girls. I would have to say they reused the same assets. Not much more different here than what you saw on Vickers. But of course, the face. I think the face, they did a really good job with this one, and I am really happy with this figure. So in terms of articulation, you get some rotation at the head. You can look up and down. Get a bit of upper waist movement here, mid waist movement. You get a split on the legs, which can move up and down. Bend at the knee, swivel, bend at the foot, swivel as well, side to side, up and down, left and right. Arms do come out quite a bit, but like I said, hindered by the shoulder pad, very similar to Vickers, which makes me think even more that they reused the same assets to Vickers and Shaw. Bend at the elbow, as well as a swivel at the wrist, and some articulation there too. So overall, pretty decent in terms of articulation, but like I said before, I really do like this figure. Oh, so after a little bit of research, apparently this little thing plugs into their shoulder and it's actually a camera. That makes perfect sense now. Interesting. Still, that's a useless accessory that's definitely going to get lost if you're not careful. So in terms of the Lost Wave of Prometheus figures here, like I said, if you're a completionist, you'll definitely want to pick these up before they go. Doesn't seem like these will be around for very long. I would definitely say pick up Shaw. However, I do feel that in terms of size comparisons, that I was expecting Charlize Theron to be a bit taller than Shaw, but obviously they reused the same parts, same body basically for Shaw and Vickers, so I guess you're gonna have to deal with it. So overall, like I said before, I would have to say definitely go with Shaw. If you're a big fan of the way Fifield looked in the movie, then you definitely want to pick up his figure as well, just to have an extra monster from the Prometheus line. Just in general, I would have to say Shaw is the best option here. After that will be Fifield, and then Vickers last. That's pretty much it for this review. I hope you enjoyed the joint review of these three, and if you liked the video, definitely hit that like button. Let me know in the comments below which of these three are your favorites so far, and if you plan on picking them up. And if you'd like to see more videos like this, definitely subscribe. I have a whole list of videos coming in the future, from SH Monster Arts to NECA Aliens Covenant line to the Predators. Oh, so many videos coming in the future, so definitely follow me on Instagram as well. And I really appreciate you guys tuning in to this video review, and I'll see you all in the future.